stage. There's some tournament lives on the line here. It's Omega Empress up against Net Angels. Now, if Leo's right, Naisu, and Omega Empress were just getting the gears in, they were just warming up, this could be trouble for Net Angels. But we also saw some great things from Net Angels. We saw them meeting aggression with aggression against DMX, so possibilities are open. Taking a look at these lineups, we got the Hayabusa in the jungle, and we have this Juicin pick in the mid, which a lot of us doubted. We wondered if it was going to be meta, and right now it definitely is. This reminds me of an Angela, the way it's able, I mean not an Angela, Lilia, the way it's able to zone people, the way it's able to just stay in their faces and keep them at bay. At least the aggressive Juicin players, that's how they've been running it.
Yeah, and also, you know, the fact too that we have to point out that for Net Angels, you know, it's not Ku. It's not Ku playing, it's Namira, right? So this is also a little bit of a change. If you guys watched their previous match earlier against DMX, wow, already in the mid lane, she's gonna be in trouble. Cassie goes down to Murray, gets the first blood early on under the 2-minute mark. Hey, this is all the Jushin. Honestly, I was talking about this with Miracle a little bit on Desk too, man. Like, the Jushin in the early game is such a nuisance to deal with. And, oh, hold on. Ku, actually the one to go down. Shadow Kill going to be used. So actually, yeah, let me correct myself. Ku's still there.
Ku's still
Namira
there.
comes in, though.
Ku's still there. Namira comes into the XP lane, and Net Angels has the space to be able to do that. They got the 2-0 earlier. They're feeling comfortable. They can test some things. Namira brought down to about half health already, but with a 2-0 lead already for Smart Omega, they're showing the aggressive side of what we saw in the last series. And though they maybe lack group crowd control, they still have Mireille on this Edith, something we've been seeing Mireille on a lot, something that Mireille likes to favor. I think it's the only hero we've seen Mireille on so far. Last series, was it Edith twice in a row?
Yeah, Edith has been popping up quite a bit. And, you know, with the change here, hold on, in mid lane once again, still duking out. Ku gets dragged in. There's the final slash, and it's a battle in the mid lane already. Goes in one more time, but Keshi, she won't be able to find the kill she's looking for this time. But, you know, going back to it, I think Edith is a mainstay right now in the meta. And I think, you know, like they talked about our experts with Sakoshi, Natan has kind of in a weird place. Like, as a hero, where does he fit in the best, the scaling, the timing? But I will say this, that no matter what, when Natan is picked up, if you can get to the late game against a team like Smart Omega Empress, then that burst damage, I mean, we saw this in MSC a little bit, utilized by, you know, teams like Falcons AP Bren, for example, and they were able to really pop off late game. But so far, I guess, based on the average game time, not many games have hit that mark. You know, we did have a 30-minute game earlier today, but overall, it's just kind of like, how do you get this Natan online? How do you get that to happen quicker, especially when the pace has already been set by Smart Omega Empress? Oh, Namira could be in trouble here. She goes in with vengeance, gets the stun off, and actually is going to be able to survive the whole exchange with the use of the flicker as well. So still, Net Angel is going to be okay for now. Skypiercer picked up by Vanilla.
Yeah, I mean, already, it's going to be huge. We saw earlier, they tried to get to the Juicin, was unable to really pull through. Wait a second.
Oh, Vanilla just taken care of under the turret, and now Ku takes multiple shots. She's going to try her best to stay alive and make something of it. Shinoa will go down. Here's the answer back as Sakoshi falls too. A trade across, and now Amore in trouble. Cassie trying to pick up the kill, but still gets dragged into the turret, has to flick around on the defensive, and Cassie will run, but here's Keshi. Keshi, is she going to chase him down? Goes into wolf form and will go for the pounce, picks up and cleans up the kill.
Net Angels just can't find a win right now. They go for the gank up top. It looks good, but Vanilla gets taken out early on in the fight. Let's take a look at the replay. Vanilla got stuck against the wall, unable to even use the shadow kill, gets taken out before the opportunity happens, and Sakoshi crashed up against the partner. I mean, Ku goes down, it becomes a problem, and Cassie tries to pick up the pieces, but Amore is just a huge problem. The Juicin cannot be answered answered early on, and then just to make matters worse, Keshi comes in for the final Lycan pounce to really just put the nail in the coffin there. Oh, Keshi though in a little bit of trouble. Ooh, able to zone him back.
Oh, Murray, she actually stays alive. Vanilla also one hit away. They might, both teams might have to just kind of back off for this. Keshi trying to get some health back here too, but Turtle will just go ahead and kind of reset. That could have gone way worse there, but Net Angels keeps Smart Omega Empress at bay. And this is something we always have to point out too, the fact that you have this Monscom in the hands of Shinoa. She can show up to the fight anytime that she wants to. We saw that with the Spirit of Destruction coming down. So still trying to feel this out, trying to get to the position where they have an advantage. Interesting too. Speed boots, the rapid boots here for Amore. Already using it. There's the final slash, but Keshi will go ahead and get the turtle. And once again, they're going to have to win the fight, forcing Ku back here under the turret. She takes tons of damage, and Keshi comes in, cleaning up the kill.
You know, you mentioned the speed boots, and I think that it's actually a great item, I think, for the juicing, because you get
away from the lantern now.
Yeah, you're so good at kiting, and you're so good at backing up if you need to run. And one of the things, back to what I said in the last series, Smart Omega Empress, you know, the queens of min-maxing, even in terms of team fights, they're so good at pushing the limits, getting out of fights before they all die, and now...
Look at that. How do you escape it?
You don't.
Flicker's going to be used. Oh, Murray goes in. Spirit of Destruction not going to land on the target. Amore going to be in trouble now. Vanilla there. The ultimate's going to go down too. So I think that's the rapid boots at work, man. You know, just keep dragging them. You're trying to escape it. The stacks go up pretty quickly. And look at the push down on the bottom as well.
You know, I think the answer might not be to escape it. You know what the answer is, right?
Run forward?
No. Yeah, run forward.
Run forward.
And, you know, give her a quick punch. Put her down. You got to take the Jushin out because...
Break the lantern.
Break the lantern. Break the borders. Come through. But it's going to be hard because right now Net Angels don't have the damage, right? And Vanilla's been trying. Vanilla's been trying to Shadow Clone in, get some shurikens off into the Shadow kill. But it's just not really working out. And if they keep getting caught off guard like that right there.
That's tough. Again, the lantern. Ku's going to be the one dragged. Spirit of Destruction comes in. There's a follow-through from Shinoa. But they might just go ahead and start up this, doing some damage here to the mid lane turret. Open that up before the next objective. Look at, I mean, alone. This is the power of that lantern. Shadow kill going to be used from Vanilla, but it's a CC. How are you going to take down a CC, especially when the Vengeance is there? Final slash going to be used as well. They go in with Onward, the Earth Shatter combination, and the Mira is taken now in an instant. And they'll force it back once again with the drag through. Minoan Fury going to be used, and now the battle under the second turret. Where is Ku going? Gets dragged again. The power of this Jushin pick continuously showing just how dominant it is. Teams will have to definitely handle this on going forward. They take what they want. Smart Omega Empress going to make their way to that turtle. Goes into the Lord now at this point. 2 for this game. I think this is just a free Lord for them as well.
Yeah, and this is the aggression we love to see from Smart Omega Empress. This is exactly where they need to be at every single game, I feel. I mentioned earlier that you don't want to see Sakoshi get to the late game. Smart Omega Empress know that. They're going to clear things out as fast as possible. They've already taken the whole bottom lane, one from mid, one from top, and they're just keeping up the pressure. Lord's going to be coming soon. Even if they only get the 2 middle towers here, the mid tier 2 and the top tier 2, it's still a huge win because they're holding a strong lead of 8,000 gold right now. Net Angels taking a look at Ku, 0-5 and 3. Practically completely unable to even have time to make a set, and he finds him in the bush.
Oh, Shinoa goes in. Shadow kill going to be used, but has the backup now for the rest of the team. Vanilla in trouble. Wow.
The goal. The goal there.
I don't know.
That's disgusting. I'm guessing, I mean, I wasn't paying complete attention, but I'm guessing Vanilla was clearing wave. And Shinoa noticed it. I wish I could go back and see the replay because I'm wondering, did Vanilla even show face, or was that just complete future sight right there?
At this point, it probably was. So right now, Lord making its way down the bottom of the drag up for Namira. This is the thing, you know, how do they defend this? Net Angels down 9,000 gold here at this point. Just nothing in their favor, no turrets, no objectives. And now they're going to stand the Lord in the eyes here. Shields are going to pop and still forcing the situation, even under the turret. They're going to drag him back a little bit further. Shinoa there firing off with the spears, but the Lord will go down. So Net Angels holding on a little bit longer, trying to hold on to this base turret, but it looks like they won't be able to. as Shinoa clears it out. Once again, eyes still set on these shields. They want to get all these down from the base.
Man, Shinoa, not just an Empress, but a goddess right now in the land of Dawn, holding, I mean, we're creeping in on to 2.5K gold lead here, 2.2K gold lead. Already got 3 items in, DHS, Golden Staff, we got the Corrosion Scythe, and now we're gonna be working on to the next one. Taking a look at, cool.
Onward into their shadow, and the drag, Spear of Destruction gonna be used. Shinoa goes in, now joining the fight. Look at the lineup there, under the turret. The Lantern's still gonna be dropped, the flare is there. Primal Wrath as well gonna be utilized. They jump in, but was that the right move? Namira will go down as Vanilla goes back with the quad shadows. And now the tier 2 on the top side worked on going down. What more can Smart Omega Empress get here with this push? They're quite low. Still gotta respect the fact, but they get the shield, and I think that's all they wanted.
What more can Smart Omega Empress do? What more can Net Angels do right now? I mean, everything lined up perfectly with that play. You get the final slash, you bring him into the base, you combo with Vanilla coming in halfway through the fight with the shadow kill. I mean, they got everything they could ask for practically there and still weren't able to even get a kill, and that is the gold diff that we're looking at right now. There's just no damage, and the major problem is Sakoshi is too far behind.
Yeah.
I don't even think there was a third item on that board for Sakoshi yet. Maybe just getting it in. It was just Starlium Scythe and Feather of Heaven from what we saw in the last item check. And that is trouble. And Sakoshi's only 1-1-1. It's not like Sakoshi's been getting bullied. It's not like Sakoshi's been, you know, taking a bunch of deaths. Sakoshi's just been getting denied the farm that Sakoshi needs.
Trying to farm up.
Yeah, as long as this keeps going, it's going to be a bad route for Net Angels.
Oh no. Again, you know, how do you answer this? That flare, the Lantern there, possibly able to drag members even outside of the base. I think that's one thing that Net Angels wants to do. You can see the items, like you were mentioning. Starlium Scythe is only there, plus the Feather of Heaven. Sakoshi's still trying to get that Holy Crystal, you know, but time is running out here because there's a huge difference in terms of itemization from Smart Omega Empress. And they're going to be looking to punch this one in, too. You see Cassie holding on to the Primal Wrath herself. And there's the pull I was talking about. And that's the tank. Ku takes a ton of damage. Will have to get out of there with the Flicker. Still holding on to the ultimate. And Minoan Fury could turn the tide possibly if they get something favorable for Net Angels, but right now they just wait for this lore to push in.
It's so disgusting. Being able to sit outside of your wall and do that.
Yep, and there it is. Ku once again going to be the target, has to just Minoan Fury. That's all she has, but she will go down. Shadow Kill going to be used as well, but everybody's still quite healthy. And now Sakoshi in trouble, gets taken down. Lord still up, Vanilla the next target as Keishi gets that, and they'll take also the game in a decisive favor for game 1, Smart Omega Empress.
Smart Omega Empress. Showing complete dominance, showing maybe that game 1 against DMX was just a slight misstep. Because they came into game 1 of this series up against Net Angels, just showing off. We're going to be throwing over to our beautiful and handsome experts on scene, the analysts, Eterna and Leo.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for that cast. And, you know, Leo, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this should officially mark Dreams Max girls being at the bottom of the groups.
I think the points do spell the end for our Latin American representatives. But this does show that Smart Omega Empress really did try their best against them, and that now they are fully awake, and that they are ready, and they know what the MWI 2024 group stage means and how brutal it could be, right? Talking about the gameplay specifically, in the highlights that y'all saw, you see Zushin? I'm sure everyone watches when Zushin pulls off the Soul Flare, right? The whole Lantern combo. That
It's not fair.
I thought you were gonna say, I hate to be the bringer of the bad news, but Zushin's gonna get nerfed. Likely they have to do that somewhere in the future, right? Like the range on that thing.
It's not fair. And I like how Trex was in the game. It's like, what do you do at this point, right? If you run away, you'd get choke slammed. Do you just, you know, walk up to her and just go, boom, you know?
You can try, but she's gonna pull the Crimson Beacon and get a shield and flicker away. I mean, it's part of the skill. She dashes, but yeah, look, you can see it now. And a part of me was dissociating watching Net Angels, right? Because I'll be honest, the past few days rather, I've been playing a lot of Jushin. And I know what it feels like to be the Jushin. Honestly, it's a power trip. But to be on the receiving end of that skill and to be living in fear, what did it take? Like 3.5 seconds, almost from 0 to 10 stacks to be hit with a choke slam. I can only imagine what the ladies, what Ku, mostly Ku, correct me if I'm wrong, it was Ku who got hit by the choke slam more often than not. And that's her job. She's the peeler, she's the tank.
But that's so frustrating, right? Because at certain times you want to be as cool, the one to try and open up the map and open up the opportunities for all the rest of your teammates to go in. But as you do that, you get chucked to the side and basically that.
You get hip
That's
tossed.
how I felt. Yeah.
You get choke slam. You get battered around. You remember that scene from the Avengers 2012, wherein I have an army, we have a Hulk.
You're right.
That's how it feels like. And tip number 1, going into game number 2, right? Let's go to repair mode. Ban out the Jushin.
Ban out the Jushin.
Play to pick it up. I know Cassie has a solid Jushin. She has to have a Jushin.
Or ban out this player who won the MVP by PlayStation. That's an idea. Can we ban players?
I don't think that's possible. But they can play to choke her out of her hero picks and out of gameplay. Amore here on the Jushin. Check it out. See, again, Ku caught out. Forget about it. And then even when she's not actively part of fights, she's out there, again, zoning them out, checking bushes, and that's Ku again!
Because, like, other than the utility that she has, when she has her moments, when she has her stacks, when she gets her items, that DOT damage from the lantern even is also so painful.
Yep. I rather treat it not as true damage or like a reliable source of damage. I like to see it as the kind of damage that makes your opponent think, hey, maybe I can get in front of the Roger. Maybe I can get in front of the other core heroes, which then leads to more pain. And that is something new in the current metagame. That's what the Zask brings, and that's what the Jushin brings. Which is always good, because again, we're always evolving the metagame, and I'm here for it.
And I'm also here for the interview with Reptar, Leo, so let's get into it.
Hey, Redmar here. Hopefully you're not sick of seeing me. I'm here with Sakoshi, the gold laner of Net Angels. I want to ask you, was there a specific player that inspired you to become an MLBB pro?
For me, Panic Cutie from Liquid Echo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's like your idol? You look up to
Yeah,
him?
of course.
Okay. So was there a specific moment or a play style of Benny Cutie that you really like?
I think it's starting from M4.
Oh.
Yeah, she becomes my idol since M4.
Oh, so all the backdoors, the split pushes.
Yeah.
So, hey, if ever Benny Cutie's watching this right now, do you have a quick message for him that you want to say?
Thank you for your best play style, and you are my inspiration that motivates me to play as a pro player. So if I have chance, one day I want to meet you in person.
Well, Benny Cutie, Liquid
Yeah.
Echo, let's make that happen, all
I
right?
hope this message will come to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully it gets to you there, Benny Cutie. All right, real quick, let's talk about your upcoming opponents or your opponents now, Omega Empress. Do you think there's something that your team does better than Omega Empress?
Yeah, of course. I trust my teammates very well.
Yeah.
So I think my team is as strong as Omega. So why not we can beat them?
All right, so you're confident that you can beat them. All right. So, do you have any message to the fans of Net Angels? You can deliver it in your native language.
Native language.
Yeah, that's okay.
စီတို့ဒီ MLBB ကိုလာဆိုညီမကိုစားပြုအနေနဲ့လာဆိုတာကိုအပိနေတဲ့အကုန်တယောက်ချင်းစီတိုင်းကိုကျေးဇူးအများကြီးတင်ပါတယ်ပြီးတော့ဒီမှာပေါ့နိုင်ငံကိုစားပြုအနေနဲ့အကောင်းဆုံးဖြစ်အောင်လို့ကြိုးစားပြီးဆော့ခဲ့ပါမယ်လို့ပြီးတော့ဆက်ပြီးတော့လည်းအားပေးကြပါအောင်လို့ပြောချင်ပါတယ်
All right. Thank you so much, Sikoshi, and good luck to Net Angels.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Reptar, for that interview. But were you the one to mention like Benny something Benny-esque?
The Benny bomb.
There you go. What was? Could you elaborate?
That's what explains Net Angels pulling out the pocket pick Nathan. That's why at some point you were saying, hey, she's okay. You know, the Nathan going up against the Moskov is okay. That's because Sikoshi, now, after the Reptar interview, proved that she is a Nathan specialist because she looks up to Benny Cutie, who was the proprietor of the Benny bomb, the whole burst moment that you get with a Nathan that's fully built. But sadly, game one, didn't see that happen.
I'm a fan of that team myself.
Liquid Echo.
Previously, maybe.
About M4 era,
Yeah, around that era.
give or take.
Give or take. So I understand.
You have a history. Talking about recent history, game number one, we already sang the praises of Amore and Jushin. Also, we talked about how it's frustrating. I hate that whole bit like just circled around how it's painful for Net Angels. Now I'm wondering how they're gonna reset. Like what could be the play besides attacking in the draft? Now I'm putting myself in Coach Knight's shoes.
Because, I mean, technically, with first pick, they opted to go for the ban onto Carrie, onto Ruby, onto Angela. That could definitely change. They could definitely go in for a Zusin ban.
Or open it up, assuming that Net Angels will be blue now.
That's the thing. Who's going where?
We'll see. Game 2 is about to begin very shortly. Besides that, I think, again, mentally reset, attack the draft. Truth be told, this is the scariest position to be in when you're Net Angels because, again, as previously mentioned, Smart Omega Empress, they're now locked in. This is Omega mode. It's killer mode right now. They
But you know, technically, they don't have anything to lose at this point, right?
Sure, they're in, yeah.
Because Net Angels, with their win against DreamHack Girls earlier, that puts them at 2 points. And Smart Omega now are
At 1.
so 2. Oh no, wait.
If they sweep this, they're at 2.
Yeah, so right now they're still at 0, right? So the only thing that this would affect would be their seedings into the playoffs.
With this game win, they're at 1. Because they're at 0 after DMX. Now they're at 1.
Right, but they're still behind Net.
Yes, correct.
And this will affect the seedings
No,
later
they're
on.
equal with Net.
Not yet,
Net is now...
because they went 1-1.
Yeah, Net is at 2.
I like how we're having this discussion, guys. Sorry, bear with us.
It's just...
The maths is
We'll leave it to the
tricky.
experts.
Oh, no, not now! Not now! Wait, whose key is this? Is this CFU's key? Or is this... It's Falcon's
Who is
key!
behind the hydraulic press? Who pressed the button?
It's Falcon's, Leo.
Who's laughing maniacally?
Oh, there it is. Falcon's Mena, man.
Oh, this is from earlier today.
And we're not stopping. We're not stopping. This is the next key that's going to be crushed with that win from Cloud9 earlier on in that tiebreaker best of 1.
As big as the smiles of the ladies are when they win, there's always on the other end of this dreams being crushed.
Why us?
Quite literally.
Oh,
Yeah, that was C9 crushing the keys. But hey, it's a par for the course. This is the nature of competition. It's just now here at the Esports World Cup. It's taken a very physical form. It literally became tangible. The fact that your dreams got crushed and shattered right before your eyes. GG well played though to CFU, Serendipity, and to Falcons Mena.
Man, after that interview I had with Velvet earlier on, man, it feels bad. Because I saw their progress from ISF and then how they were so excited to win. They were so excited to meet the Philippines as well. But they didn't get a chance to.
And they said goodbye to this.
There's always next year, ladies.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's always next year, queens! But I got a whisper
What is it?
from a little bird.
A little bird?
A little bird said there's a roster swap, is that right?
Whoa, hold
For
on.
NA?
Still the same.
Is it still the same?
Those are still the same ladies.
Okay, so there isn't a roster swap. Okay, maybe they were still tossing and turning about it. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen.
But if there is some semblance of truth, there may be a role swap, maybe.
Ah. Wow.
And I'm not putting this beyond them because, again, prior to this second half of the broadcast starting, we did talk about how Net Angels is made up of not just Net Angels, but also Blade Angels. So this is a very new team that they cobbled together, and maybe their roles
Oh,
go forward.
sorry to cut you off there. There is a roster swap. Line is back. Earlier on, it was Namira playing in the EXP lane.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, we got confirmation from Mr. Hubert Wagner.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you, Trex.
So now it's like... I didn't... Huh. Okay. Well, with that being said, this is Net Angels saying the gloves are off.
For sure.
It's for reals now.
And the Valentina now locked in for Smart Omega Empress. And with the Zuxin banned this time around, the Valentina pickup goes through. NA Net Angels.
Terizla.
Terizla, exactly.
Put it on Lang. Maybe that's why the Terizla came through last game. All right. You can go Terizla. Nah, you wouldn't go Terizla, idiot. That's a little too much. Chips bland.
Oh,
That's good.
Roger.
Terizla Claude. Terizla.
I mean, Net Angels seem to like Mino.
Terizla Mino. That's who. That's heavy. That's your front line right there.
That is a possibility. Or if they want to go in for their, well, they kind of danced around their Goldeners last time they met, right?
Yeah.
So do they want to? Oh, we were talking about this.
All right, folks. This is.
We were talking about this.
We kid you not. We were literally talking about Kufra off broadcast is because we were considering what heroes, when you play well, make you look like $1 million. Kufra's one of them.
Yep, I said Kufra. And Kufra does come in. I mean, granted, last time around that we saw the Kufra here at MWI, it didn't do too well.
And this now coming through this early, I hate to say it, but this is a sign of panic. You don't pick a Kufra this early, not in this metagame. Unless
No.
this is such a coup special. Kufra.
Ah,
I'm here till Saturday. You're welcome.
Hayabusa now gets locked in. How do you feel about this into the Kufra?
King Salman said yes. So, you know, if Smart Omega's coach approves of this, then there's very... Honestly, if you get the shadow kill in, and then you get the quad shadows out of the way of the bouncing ball, I think you're fine. And I need to go back into the lab, but we haven't really seen Hayabusa and Kufra in the modern metagame in a while.
No, we
so
haven't.
I don't know if that interacts any way at all, because that's not really a dash, though, is it? Does that count as a dash, or is that like just displacement?
You have to go into the lab.
Right, we gotta go back into the lab, but why go into the lab when you can see it in just a few moments?
Julian, though, picked up now.
That's a Keishi special. Take it away now, going into the hands of Vanilla. I love it. This is an assassin battle of different perspectives. Like,
You know, back in the day, when we talk about the Hayabusa, I know we were talking about the Hayabusa and Kufra interaction, but back in the day, every time we saw Hayabusa, we'd always see a Ruby.
Ruby's open, which was early banned by Net Angels earlier on.
Exactly. And technically, the Ruby can be placed in the EXP lane, right?
Yeah, but don't the Ruby just get kind of stomped by the ball? Like, she is making mini dashes, so she could just bump into the Kufra.
Okay.
Touche. All right, there's the carry ban. There is no clear pick for Shinoa just yet, so they're closing up their choices. Although her lane mate there, Sakoshi, does have her signature Harith, which, by the way, earlier they rocked the Vengeance. So we know that tricks are not beneath them. There's a Terizla. I guess the Angels just covering their bases, like making sure that the Edith is going where they think it is.
Or they want to go for Arlet?
Oh, yeah. Arlet's good. I actually like the Arlet. Does get triggered plenty now. Look at that. You have the Kufra. You have the Julian. So, yeah. Arlo is a solid pickup in the XP.
Oh, they still respected the Ruby, though.
Yes, they should.
They're going to take it away now from Net Angels to pick up for themselves. And with the bans in the second phase already done and dusted, Net Angels are put in a position to think about this, right? Wait, Masha?
They ain't pulling out all the... They're pulling out the stops. No holds barred. The gloves are off, pal. You want to play hardball? I'm game. This is going to the XP lane.
This is Masha debut, right? Have we seen him in MWI?
Yeah, I think
It's okay.
so.
I'll rely on Mr. Hubert Wagner to give us the facts, but I'm pretty sure, well, on my rotations at least, never seen a Masha yet.
Save for the 30-minute game, the Selena earlier today.
Was there a Masha there? No.
Nope.
What do you think about this Masha in the XP
There was
lane?
Jungle Benedetta.
True.
Oh, this is for sure this is a debut. How about a DOD Part 2? Electric Boogaloo. There's the Melissa. Okay. We still looking for a roamer. There it is. There's the Minotaur. And now, Net Angels. The Veil comes up. What is going in mid? There's still a few picks here. There's a Vex open. There is a... There's a Faramis. Wow. I don't know if you want a Faramis. Faramis is a acquired taste these days.
Faramis against the Melissa.
Nah. Farsa. You can Farsa. Blow up the Melissa.
Technically, the Vexana is also still open, if that's
those are your
the
two
direction
options.
that they want to go for.
I think those are your two solid options, but
Faramis into Melissa.
okay. I was right at first. Why did you make me doubt?
I'm sorry.
Make me doubt myself.
It's an interesting pick.
I mean, it is technically a soft counter because once the Melissa goes ham, you can pop the Netherrealm and then boop, re-engage.
Okay. So there's a specific
Why don't you believe
specific
in me?
time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're gonna hear from the casters real soon, ladies and gentlemen, and it looks like Herbert Wagner said, "Get your own facts, nerd."
That's
Th-
very
thanks for
polite.
that.
Very mature, gentlemen.
Thanks, Drex.
Hey, that's just him.
Leo, I love you. This ain't about you. It's about Eterna. Trex here once again with Naisu on the desk. You can't see us, but we're hype. Hands up in the air right now. And we're jumping in to the last game of MWI group stages. This match does have a little bit of weight. It decides on the seeding. If Net Angels can tie the score, they will walk out of Group B in first place and get to go against a second place team, which is huge. And if Omega Empress get the sweep here, they will walk out of Group B in first place.
Facts.
Now, we talked about, or Leo talked about this Faramis, and I don't think it's as great as it could be, but it is some soft countering here. I think it's all going to be about how the Nether Realm is used. We even saw it in some earlier series, even against the Minotaur. We saw Cloud9 actually use it in some games of using it as a reaction. When the knockup comes, you use it a little bit after, right? So I think there's some possibilities on how it can work in these fights, but it's definitely got to be used right.
Let me tell you. Some teams just pick it up. Yeah, you know, you think of Netherrealm. But do you remember the amount of damage
Oh, you're right.
that Faramis does? I mean, if I recall right, at one point it was like, I think it was in the
100,000.
142,000.
That was earlier today.
That
Me and
was.
Leo, the Faramis got picked up, and I said, they've got damage, they've got a Faramis. And Leo goes, no. About halfway through the game, damage also, I go, Leo, look at this. He goes, obviously.
Obviously, look at that. Everyone flying up in the air. They're going to be in trouble now. She's trying to run away, but Murray will not get away from Vanilla. Now still fighting it out in the mid lane. Cassie on the run. One hit. What? Oh, the flicker comes through, but Amore won't be able to clean up the kill. Net Angels off to a good start.
First blood. That's huge. Big difference from last game, because last game it was about 2 or 3 kills into Smart Omega Empress's hands before Net Angels even got anything, their only thing on the board at that. So good rotations, very clean. And that's what you can get with the Faramis. You have decent wave clear. You have great movement across the map. You pair that up with Vanilla on the Julian and Ku on the Kufa. You got a pretty aggressive mid lane. I think that's where they're going to have to combat when it comes to Smart Omega Empress, because that's where Smart Omega Empress thrives. We saw it last time. Amore does a great job in the mid lane and being aggressive, so Net Angels answering back in game 2.
Coop gonna wait patiently here. Not Ayanami gonna spot her out, but still the fight for the turtle. It's gonna be Vanilla that cleans it up and finds it through. Not sure if they still want to fight this. Ku jumps in with the Kufra, but Halang will go up and get the kill. So hey, it's a little bit of a trade, at least for across the board here, but Smart Omega Empress, you know, as they work towards this, as they work to try to get control here, I'm wondering especially how this Melissa is going to work. I mean, yeah, this is DOD Part 2. a day of debuts, just like we saw yesterday. And with the Melissa pick, I mean, it's something that's very interesting, even to the Masha to an extent. Like the Masha we haven't seen so much in MWI or even back in MSC. I mean, Masha is still a kind of niche pick, I would say, but it can work out. Now, previously and even leading into this whole tournament at EWC, Masha, we've seen it before with the
full damage, right?
Sky Piercer.
Oh, yeah,
It becomes the Thunder. Yeah, it becomes like the
Thunder Sky Clap.
Thunder Sky Clap.
The Thunder Sky
The
Clap.
piercing clap.
The piercing clap. Yeah.
A lot.
3 lives of that. 3 whole health bars of thunder claps. It's a great song, I'm pretty sure. Don't remember it correctly, but Sakoshi might be in a little bit of trouble, and this is what you get from Shinoa. Shinoa already is known for bullying in the gold lane, but now on a hero that has some of the longest poke range in the game, it's going to be trouble for Sakoshi. And normally with the Harith, your value is your poke, right? You get that fission, you get that synchro fission, and you can clear waves while poking the enemy, but Shinoa's handling herself very well.
All right, a whole lot of focus here, obviously on this bottom side, but I don't think anything's really going to be forced unless they somehow utilize the Kufra pick for Ku. But they'll just call it off. Turtle's coming up here. They want to get this position. They want to get the favorable position to work around getting another objective. Like you said, what's at stake here, especially for Net Angels, if they can continue on the lead they've built themselves, 1.5K ahead. Turtles now going to be spawning, and this might be a little bit easier for them to control right now. You can also see here, too, Omore holding on to NetherRealm. Going to force them back a little bit, but in the front side, and Murray gets the turtle. She cleans it up somehow, some way. Shadow Kill already going to be expended too, but still looking for the fight, looking for the kills. They go in with a flicker. Amore going to be the first to fall, and now Ku able to get a kill on the roamer from Smart Mega Empress as Ku runs. There's the knockup with the chains.
Keisha?
Ayanami will go down. Keisha trying to get a kill. She goes in with the quad shadow. Halang, I don't think she's going to chase her down. All right, but man, Net Angels coming out swinging.
Keshi stops the blood there. Let's take a look at this replay. For a second, Omega thought they had it, but a beautiful Minoan's Fury paired up with that NetherRealm. Amore tries to staunch the bleeding as well with a NetherRealm of her own using the IMU, but that final hit right there, the damage comes in. Everyone gets hit by the chains. I mean, it was just dangerous, and Keshi looks for something in the chaos, but doesn't come out of it okay. But look at Smart Omega still putting pressure on 5 kills behind.
All right, Shadow Kill going to be used. I think they just want to put the pressure in this mid lane, and they're not going to get anything out of it, though. And yeah, I mean, even with that, though, the way that Ku is playing the Kufro right now, she's definitely playing it to the T. You can see this. Smart Omega still down, you know, still holding on to that lead here for Net Angels, 1.5K ahead, but they have all the kills that they need to work around this. You know, Smart Omega Empress not able to find one, which is kind of, in a sense, with the lineup they have, it's tough because you have a Hayabusa. They might get one here. Sakoshi pops the Vengeance under the Z-Force. Under the turret they go. NetherRealm now there to help them out. But now they go in with Minoan Fury and still going to battle it out. Sakoshi finally going to fall here. Ku also taking the blunt of damage. Has to run to the tier 2 turret. Cassie will survive again. Turret finally going to go down here. But at least Smart Omega finds one kill. They get on the board. Net Angels, though, they'll lose some more health here to this tier 2 turret. And now the turtle comes up as well.
Ku so close to turning that fight around, but close doesn't cut it. In Mobile Legends, Vanilla now.
Vanilla
Gone.
gone.
Vanilla gone.
Yeah, they
Vanilla
got
there.
her. Turret
Vanilla
2.
gone. Turret 2. Smart Omega Empress, even though they were behind a bit, even though, I mean, they're just getting the gold tied, but they're completely owning the map. It is blue right now.
Ku jumps in, finds a target, not Ayanami. There's the NetherRealm going to be the response, and another one in response on top of it. Z-Force dropped down, but Shinoa unleashes on the members of Net Angels. They'll find a couple kills through it, plus the resources and an objective. Just a whole lot going in favor of Smart Omega now at the 7.5 minute mark. Under the turret they go once again. I said on this tier 1, they might want to force it. There's the air shatter combination. They dodge Ku though, jumping in, forced to use the rage. Knowing Fury from Murray too, and KSC will finally go down. She's escaped death a couple times, but not this time. And this is where the go signal comes in. Onward over 2 they go. Nanayami will go down eventually, but Vanilla 2, and that's a double for Keshi. Cleaning up the kill and the turret on top of it.
I'm not gonna lie, when we were talking about the Fairmaze, there's one thing I completely forgot.
What's that?
they got a Valentina.
A Valentine.
They got a Valentina, which means they also have a NetherRealm, which doesn't just soft counter your soft counter, it hard counters your soft counter, especially paired up with everything else that Smart Omega Empress has.
That's a lot of counter.
That's a lot of counter. Whole lot of counter space for Smart Omega Empress. And they own it all.
Well, you know, what else they own? The fact that they have
A lot of items.
a lot of items. They got the gold lead now in their favor too. They've been pretty much at a deficit for, you know, the first 6 minutes of the game. But with how the past 2 minutes have gone, look what they've done. Who can charge up? They've got some information, of course, with this. I'm not sure if they actually want to press the situation, but look at all the damage too. We were wondering about Shinoa with this Melissa pick, how it would fit into this composition. It's doing wonders right now.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there's been thoughts about the Melissa, right? Because it can survive against a lot of what the current meta brings with the go away and everything. So if you can play it well, like Shinoa's doing, there's definitely room for it to fit, even in meta. And my guess is, depending on how gold lane bans continue, depending on how comps continue, this might not be the only time we see this in MWI, especially in Shinoa's hands, because normally this is a late game hero, but Shinoa's been able to farm. Shinoa's able to control the lane. 2 towers down in the gold lane. Shinoa's now involved in these fights. And with Murray sitting there holding down these big sets, you have such great peel. You have this box around her right now with the Edith, with Murray on the Minotaur. I mean, it's a problem.
It's definitely a problem. But right now, it's also a problem for Net Angels to not let this lore just go in the hands of Smart Omega Empress. I mean, they still want to find out for it. They burned the flicker from Ku, though. So that's already a good start here. And like you mentioned earlier, you know, Amore, if they have another realm, we have one too. The work around that Flask of the Oasis picked up too. Sustainability now for Smart Omega's lineup is going to pay wonders here. The fact that they can heal through, and Ku could be in trouble here. Doesn't have a flicker, gonna get zoned in, zoned out. NetherRealm already gonna be popped. There's Minoy and Fury. What a setup as Ku's gonna fall, and there's their own NetherRealm from Amore. Vanilla in trouble. Cassie falls down, runs with the enhanced sword, and will get back to base. But once again, a decisive win in that skirmish from Smart Omega Empress.
That is, I mean, the fact that Amore has that NetherRealm and uses it on the aggressive side, to where on the other hand, Cassie has to use it defensively. I mean, even seeing Ku using the Tyrant just to try to get away. I mean, looking helpless there, essentially, getting caught off, and Shinoa just continues to farm up 4-0-7. Lord just got taken. Golden Staff locked in for Shinoa. This is just going to become more and more troublesome. Net Angels on the brink right now. No, it is not a tournament life, but still, it's going to depend on a lot when it comes to that bracket seeding.
Let's see what they can do. How they can manage this, the push in. You can already see these tier 2 turrets going down too. And you're wondering too, I mean, even for Halang, you know, she's just trying to push in some of these side lanes, of course. But really, like, when is the Masha going to play that value? When is that damage that we talked about going to play its part? Her earlier itemization was a Blade of Hephaestus, I believe, first item, as she worked on her next. So we'll see if they're able to kind of hold this together, because this is the Lord now marching into the base, and the shields are down. So it looks like Smart Omega Empress wants to possibly get multiple turrets down. They're going to work on this mid win pretty quickly, just with the damage alone from Shinoa. We'll see if they fight it out. Once again, the onward of air. Shadow Ku could be in trouble. Gets knocked up into the air. NetherRealm already going to be expended from Amore. A couple of hits onto the base, too. Keshi has to be careful. Halang waiting on the front side. Now Cassie on the run, too. But that's Sakoshi just getting deleted once again. And as they try to keep it alive in the game, but Ku going to get focused on. Shadow Kill already going to be popped. Halang taking the shots out of the health bars, and they have to run back to base to heal up, but Ku will fall. Smart Omega Empress clean up the waves. Keshi finally goes down. What can Halang and Vanilla do? Cassie back for the fight, but look at the damage coming out from Shinoa. Couldn't get the kill on Vanilla, but they'll just focus on the base, and that's all. That's it. That's all it's gonna be. Whoa, Shinoa can't finish it off just yet. She tried to get a couple kills. Cut the base, but it doesn't work. They get wiped out. It's a maniac. Net Angels.
What just happened?
What?
What just happened? Net Angels live to see another day. Vanilla Not looking very vanilla right now. Looking savage, looking mean. Sikoshi as well. It's 5-man wipe. Net Angels back in the game.
Back in the game. I cannot believe it. One hit away. And as they would say, Song hitting a log. Look at the pop. Kashi. Just gone.
You know, Smart Omega Empress, we had the interview earlier. They said they weren't on tilt, but that dive right there from Keshi looked a little tilting. It's 25 seconds till the Lord comes up. Net Angels have control, but there's still going to be minions crashing at the base. Smart Omega just got to keep their cool. They got to keep their calm. They still hold a gold lead. It's only about 1,000, but it's still control. They still have Shinoa, who is shredding. With the way that went, I don't even know how it happened exactly, but Net Angels hangs on that base. That thing had some plates on it, man. That base.
It's got some armor on that base, man.
Armor on it.
What kind of base does Net Angels have? I was sure that it was going to go down. I mean, even Muddles was dropped in, but hey, it's not enough. And you got to respect the fact that Net Angels still in the game, still fighting for it. Now we're looking at an even gold distribution as well between the two teams. That's big for them. You know, they pick up some key items with that, and it looks like they're just going to go ahead and let Halang push these side lanes like she's been doing for the majority of this game. And so at this point, you know, it's kind of a standoff. It looks like they're going to give the go on the Lord, though. Less than half health. Ku's going to jump in. There's a damage from Shinoa. They don't have enough to pop out. Rage already going to be used, but it's Vanilla that gets the Lord. Minoa and Fury going to be popped up. Sikoshi goes down, but that's the Sky Piercer power, and Vanilla falls as well. 3 down for Net Angels. And it looks like Smart Omega Empress is just going to run it down mid. There's only about a half health on this turret. They're going to work through the Lord here and then the base. Ku and Cassie here to help them out.
They do have Cassie for a sell. Ku's going to be down. Cassie should be able to help clear here. They may be okay, but it's going to be hard.
Halang there alongside Casey, trying to keep it together. Halang, sacrificial, will go down, and the base is going to be worked on. It took a little bit longer, but Smart Omega Empress will finally take the series, take the game.
It started off slow, but Omega Empresses, like the diesel engine they are, got it in gear, and they're right